Alright, what's up, guys? Anybody who's here now, live, or afterwards, we'll give it a minute to get going. Hope everybody's having or has had a good Thursday. Hey, what's up, Mike? Good to see you, buddy. Vic, what's up? Good to see you guys. Wow, Frisco, Texas. Hope you're doing well over there, Vic. Missed you at the ride yesterday, but I know you'll be back. But I hope your trip's going well. Oh wow, that's good. Glad to hear it, Vic. And hey, Big Boys PV, good to see you. Oh yeah, I mean it's just very unstable weather all over. It seems like cold or snowing or super windy. It's still windy here. Hey, Ed and Judy, what's going on? Good evening. Good to see you. But yeah, a lot of crazy weather. I was just talking with my dad. He says they're gonna have a nice day in Central Florida tomorrow, but then it's gonna get cold again. We got some colder stuff in the forecast. Yeah, it's not supposed to be windy still. The wind was supposed to back off around noon yesterday, according to the weather forecast, Vic. But it was still kind of breezy for the ride, but the wind was picking up last night. Like, as I was heading home from the ride, I noticed the wind was getting stronger. And then this morning, early when I went and got coffee, it was super windy this morning. It's like, what the hell is supposed to be over with? And I know California, God bless them, is still like wishing that the wind would just back off already because there's nothing really you can do about fires when it's windy outside. So, I don't know. Yeah, everything's kind of a mess right now. Yeah, California is burning to the ground, and God bless them. I hope everybody found a safe place to go. I mean, like places where I used to go and hang out in Southern California are just gone now. And I was talking to my dad about that, and yeah, it's a little longer than that for me, but I still go back a lot. I still have family and friends there, like half of my family and tons of friends. And I was talking with my dad just a little while ago, and he like keeps up with it on Facebook, all the friends and family, and everybody's reporting that they're making it somewhere safe or something like that. But it's crazy. It's it's nothing like this has ever happened in recorded history in Southern California. Not at this scale or magnitude. Um, hey, what's up, Dustin? So it's terribly unfortunate, and a good portion of Southern California is just going to have to be entirely rebuilt at this point. But I hope everybody made it somewhere safe is the big thing, really. And so far, I guess hearing from my dad, most of my family and our close family friends have made it somewhere safe. Yeah, it's not going well for him, Dustin. That's for sure. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well, and I appreciate you being here. Hope everybody enjoyed the ride last night. Um, I was hoping. Hey, Chet, what's going on? Good to see you. Oh wow, can't wait to see the new bike, Vic. Looking forward to that. I think it's pretty bad right now, Dustin. Um, I guess even Hollywood is affected. Like some people we know in Hollywood had to evacuate, and a close friend of my dad's said the fire is 3 blocks away from him in Hollywood, and he eventually had to get out. So that's wild. I can't imagine that. Hey, Amy, what's going on? Good to see you. But we're faring a lot better, thankfully, in Las Vegas right now. We'll handle the wind, as long as we don't have to deal with the fires too. And God bless all these people in California that are just facing complete devastation right now. Oh, I'm so glad, Amy, and thanks for coming along and doing what you do. Always, I appreciate it so much. So I hope you're doing well tonight. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. I'm trying to find a ride over to. I need a ride. Oh, it's been. Oh no, I have to look at this when they tell you your antivirus expired. Do you want to stay protected or accept the risk? We're gonna accept the risk because I'm crazy like that. Okay, it's funny to get those pop-ups that try to scare you. You're not just gonna sit there without antivirus on your computer, are you? Or are you a maniac? You need to get protection right now. That's okay. I like to live dangerously. Yeah, well, this is like the business and YouTube computer anyway, so I try to stay away from any kind of things like that that might cause a computer to have problems because I do a lot of important things on this one. Oh, well, I mean, like really, if you're careful and you're not going to sketchy sites or anything, you're probably going to be all right. I have a freaking VPN and firewall and like the regular, like the Windows antivirus and stuff going right now. I'm just not paying extra for it. So hey, Jay Stone, what's going on, buddy? I'm glad you enjoyed the ride last night, my friend, and it's good to see you. It's good to see you now. It's good to see everybody. And baby love, what's up? Wow, that's pretty good, Vic. But it's great to see everyone. Thanks for being here. And it's good to see everyone last night. I'm trying to wrangle a couple of bikes in Henderson right now, but I have to find a way to get there and back. Back with 2 bikes. Um, I looked into renting a U-Haul truck and just going there and back with the miles, and they make me, I don't have an auto insurance policy right now, so I'd have to buy the daily insurance on the U-Haul truck, plus it's 89 cents a mile now. So it's estimated at like $62 to get a U-Haul truck to get there and back with 2 bikes. but I don't really have that much. Like, I can afford the bikes, I can't afford the U-Haul truck. I could give somebody gas money, but I don't know anyone who's going to be available who's got enough room. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to swing this one yet. This is going to take some doing. But there are two bikes, same brand, same year, in the same garage, exceptionally good condition. They're both 1988s. They're both road bikes, and I need one of them for me, and uh, I'd flip the other one. One of them is my size, and it's very cool, and could be the bike that I ride to California. Could do it on a 37-year-old bike. I don't know yet. I might make the Schwinn a gravel bike too. We're still going to talk about that. I know I mentioned that before, but the Schwinn that I took on the bike ride last night, the $75 pawn shop Schwinn, I might sacrifice another bike that I have and turn the Schwinn into a super awesome gravel bike. Like after my son comes and goes, because I might let my son ride one of those bikes, and I don't want to take them all apart right now. Um, but yeah, in the future that could be a thing. Oh, really? That's awesome. I'm actually looking at a single speed Univega right now. If I did get a U-Haul truck and had a few more dollars, I'd probably pick that up while I was out getting bikes tomorrow. But I'm on a pretty serious vintage road bike kick right now. Sorry, I have a 2003 Le Mans Zurich Pro Team that's 98% original sitting right behind me right now. I need to get the original seat for that, and then the bike is basically 100% original. It's the rarest, most high level spec of that bike, and it's the last year of the all Reynolds 853 tubing frame. So it's a more special bike than I realized, and I'm gonna have to get that out there and sell it pretty quick. But I hate to. If that bike were the right size, I'd never get rid of it. Somebody's gonna score an incredibly awesome bike that they'll never find. This is probably the most original one on Earth. I've scoured the globe looking for more of these, and this is the only one that I can find that's original. It's sitting right behind me right now. Yeah, single speed Univegas, and multi speed. But yeah, Univega road bikes are pretty awesome. There's two single speed bikes that I'd love to get right now. They're both classic steel frame bikes. One of them's a Univega. But there are a couple of road bikes in Henderson that I really have to find a way to go get tomorrow. And I'm keeping one of them for myself, and the other one's going to be a flip. If anybody with a large vehicle wants to give me a ride to Hendo tomorrow or Saturday, I'll throw you some gas money, and maybe we can go to Burger King or something. Because I just can't swing. It's going to be 60 some odd dollars for a U-Haul truck with gas and mileage and insurance and everything. The cost of miles went up on U-Haul trucks now. It's still 19.95 a day, but then you got to pay for the insurance, and then there's a fee, and now it's 89 cents a mile. On top of that, you get no free miles. So there's still like I could still totally justify it. Like I could sell one of these bikes and double my money on what I spent for both bikes, but I want to keep, the one of them that fits me. And it's very cool, and I'm like If I can't get them both, I might just go and get the one that fits me. But I'd really love to snag them both. But that then presents the problem of getting two bikes home from Henderson. I can ride one. Yeah, it did used to be 69 cents a mile. Then it went up to 75 cents a mile. Now it's 89 cents a mile. And that sucks. If it was still 69 cents a mile, I'd probably would be able to swing the U-Haul and go and get these beautiful classic road bikes from 1988. They're both like Miami Vice looking bikes. And you just don't find stuff like this anymore. And I have to save them. It's like they're like Pokemon for me now. Rare vintage bicycles. I gotta catch them all. I got the fever. I got to get rid of the Le Mans Zurich. I was waiting for the guy to get back to me about a 61 centimeter frame Le Mans Zurich, just a pro. It's 2003 though, same year as the one I got, but a lower spec. But it would fit me, and I was trying to work it out with that guy, but he's just not gonna play ball. So I'm gonna have to, if I'm gonna flip bikes as a side hustle, I got to keep rolling. I can't hold the door open for that guy forever. I got to go collect some other bicycles and make them awesome and turn around and see if I can make a couple bucks. So I appreciate it, Vic. I hope I get them too, and I can't wait to show you if I do. They're just incredibly cool bikes, just time capsules. But the one of them that fits me, I would really love to ride that thing. And just probably hold on to that for a while. Not that I have anything against the bikes that I ride. The Schwinn that I took on the ride last night, that's quite an awesome bike for $75 at a pawn shop. It does need a little work. And like I was saying, I think I'm going to do a little work to it. I think I'm going to sacrifice another bike and make a crazy awesome gravel bike out of that Schwinn. So maybe the Schwinn could wind up being the bike that I ride to Santa Monica. If there's anything left of Southern California by then, God bless them. We'll have to see. But hope everybody's faring well. Right now, I know some people are getting snowed on right now, and other people are dealing with high winds, and California's burning to the ground, and it's just been windy in Vegas. Windy and, crap and dust blowing around. But otherwise fine. Awesome. Yeah. Can't wait for you to get back, Vic, and safe travels, my friend, and have fun tonight. So I hope you get a good Texas dinner tonight, Vic. That's one thing I always enjoyed about mostly just passing through Texas was just having nice big dinners. Oh, barbecue. Now you're talking. That's the stuff. Texas barbecue. It's, there's always going to be an argument as to who's got the best, what state or, region has the best barbecue, but I've never had any problems with Texas barbecue. Hey, Nick, what's going on? Oh, wow. Was it? I saw some gas vehicles go through. Nick, I'll have to go back and look, but that's cool. Oh yeah, exactly, Vic. I agree. Yeah, two things you got to get in Texas: Whataburger and barbecue. Oh, I'll have to go back through it and look, Nick. But that's cool. Hey, JPL rides. Wow, glad to hear it. Glad to hear you're surviving. Hope you're somewhere safe. I've just been catching up with my dad, who's been catching up with our family and friends in Southern California right now, and trying to figure out who's safe and like who's had to evacuate and stuff. Who's ever is in the path of the fire, if they've found somewhere safe to go or not. I guess the big thing is just, oh yeah. Well, I'm sure the air quality is horrible right now, but hope you stay safe. Heed the warnings. Definitely, if they tell you to go somewhere, definitely go somewhere. Because my dad was talking to his friend who was 3 blocks away from the fire in Hollywood, and said that like 1 minute everything was fine, and then the other minute there were, like emergency vehicles driving down the street with speakers and stuff, and everybody evacuate now and whatever. Hey, Uncle, what's going on? South of Mexico, yeah, I guess it's probably a safer place to go right now. Yeah, we're probably going to catch a lot of that smoke actually, because it's still windy over here. So I guess the smoke from California ought to be blowing into Vegas. It might not. I mean, it's like it's still kind of coming out of the north today a little bit when I went out earlier anyway, so it could be blowing it south of us, but we'll probably catch some. Yeah, what's going on, Shane? Yeah, well, obviously it makes more sense to keep the kid inside of the shirt when you're washing the shirt, but I guess that could be dangerous, so they had to put a warning label in there. So now we know to take the children out of the clothes before we put the clothes in the washing machine. Um, better to learn that late than never, I guess. I won't make that mistake again. Oh, okay. I didn't know which direction the wind was blowing there. I just knew that it was blowing. But we do, depending on the way the wind blows, we do catch California fire smoke here a lot. And also, if there's something going on in Arizona or something, if it's blowing that way, we can. I don't know. You never know. But we're doing a lot better than California is right now, and fingers crossed, really, for everybody in Southern California. And JPL rides and anybody there that's in LA right now, keep a close eye on it. Heed the warnings. This one's definitely not to be messed with. So do whatever you have to do to stay safe. Well, a lot of the haze could be dust, too, from all the wind we've had lately, Shane. There's a lot of, particles getting kicked up. But were you guys the only ones that went today? Shane? I'd like to have, like, the bikes that I was talking about going and getting, I'd like to have one of those to ride on Saturday and go back to Lake Las Vegas. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even want to pedal around the neighborhood today. It was so breezy earlier. It's really, the wind needs to back off already. It was supposed to back off the middle of the day yesterday, is when our winds were supposed to diminish in Las Vegas, and it's still freaking windy. I guess it's kind of backing off now. Or at least the last time I poked my head out. Yeah, it looked like in the chat, it looked like you guys were the only ones that were gonna go. If not for the wind, I might have done, some of that ride because I didn't wind up going and getting any bikes today. But I didn't go get any bikes today because of the wind. But I almost went and got a Cannondale, which is going to take up all of my money. I was going to do that instead of the Le Mans, and then I figured I'll hold the door open for the Le Mans guy a little bit longer because the Le Mans is definitely a better bike than a Cannondale. But I don't know. Like, if I could get a ride to Henderson and back, even if I got to give somebody gas money and take them to Burger King, I could afford to get two classic bikes from 1988, and they're both in excellent condition and have a considerable amount of value to them. That's awesome. I remember, yeah, weren't we talking about that in the, yeah, we were talking about that at some point during the ride last night. Huh. That's awesome, Nick. I do need a ride to Henderson, but I have to be able to get back with two bicycles is the problem. So I was thinking about renting a U-Haul, but then I looked into it and realized how much more a U-Haul costs than it used to when you add up all the fees and the mileage and stuff. Oh, wow. Well, I could give you some gas money, Nick, and take you to Burger King, but that's about the best I can do. I had to make it back with two road bikes. I don't know. I have to try and work it out. Herein lies another problem. I would have to work it out with you and them. So, okay. I don't know, Nick. Honestly, like, I don't know when they're going to be available for me to even come and get them. So I really couldn't say for sure. Oh, nice. Well, hey, that's a good thing to be doing in Vegas for sure, Nick. And what's up, Kevin? I'm sorry to hear, Kevin. I know it sucks, buddy. Well, I appreciate it, Nick. I don't know. Huh. No, no, you can't rely on a ton of help these days. Hey, Paula, good to see you. But Nick, I sure would appreciate a ride if you're available, but I hate to put you out. But I would love to go grab these bikes. I want to keep one of them for myself and, flip the other one only because it's not my size, but it's still a really awesome bike. Oh man, well somewhere, a reasonable amount of gas money, Nick, and somewhere that you like to eat that's not expensive. I really appreciate that, Nick. Um, do I have your contact information or you mine? Um, I have an email in my YouTube details if we haven't swapped information yet. If you wanted to send me an email, I can get you my number or something. But yeah, the lottery or a jackpot. Okay, sounds good, Nick, and I'll text you. It's something. If you give me your number, I'll text you mine, and we'll be good. But I'm kind of, the last few years I've been living to ride again myself. I mean, I don't own a vehicle. I got rid of my motorcycle and scooter, even everything with a license plate on it. And now I'm just riding bicycles. I have one electric scooter and three bicycles, and it's life, and I love it. Hey, Rick and Bonnie. Well, our overlords are going to appreciate that, Rick and Bonnie, when they arrive, when we get on the mothership to go back to the home planet. They're going to really appreciate your efforts. Oh, it's like on my YouTube main page in the like about section. Nick, but good to see you, Rick and Bonnie. I'm having a brain fart. I can't think of the email off the top of my head right now. But it's there. Should be down below that, I think, Nick. But I appreciate everybody who's been coming and just hanging out tonight. I hope everybody's doing well. I've had a very unproductive day. I do have some health issues though, and every now and then I need to just like chill out and kind of stay in bed for most of the day. I'm fine most of the time. I'm doing better, especially now that I'm riding bikes more. It is making a noticeable difference, especially with the colitis. The ulcers are kind of backing off a little bit. I don't want to jinx it. Oh, good. JPL rides. Glad to hear it. Hope everything is still okay where you are. But yeah, I just had to kind of chill out today. Snow in Alabama? Wow. Yeah, it's been a crazy few days and such with weather, I suppose. Been Oh, Vic. Oh wow, yeah. That's yeah, that's another thing. Didn't recognize you at first because you're on a different account, Vic. But um, yeah, that's one thing I remember about Texas is everything closes when it gets dark, pretty much. Okay, there you are. Huh. Oh, the snow. Okay, I remember like time I've been through Texas compared to here, like everything closes early. But yeah, with the weather, I wasn't taking that into consideration. You don't think about it snowing in Texas that much, you know? I know it does. I've been in Texas when it snowed, but it's just still, much of the time it's not snowing. Most of the time it's not snowing in Texas. Uh, okay, yeah, San Antonio doesn't get a lot of, doesn't, that's a pretty rare event to get snow in San Antonio, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be, Vic? I know it gets hot there. Texas is a really unique place. JPL rides. Yeah, that's what I would have thought, Vic. Too mild of a climate for snow, except in very unusual occasions. Like I've been in Florida twice. Twice I've watched it snow in Florida when I lived in Florida. Just light flurries, melted as soon as it hit the ground. But still, snow has fallen before my eyes in Florida, which is bizarre. But it has happened twice in the years that I lived there. My son witnessed it one time with me. He was on the balcony of my apartment, and we were standing there looking up, and he's like, "That's snow. Those are snowflakes." And my son's probably like 9 years old at the time. He's like, "Yeah, oh my God, it's snowing in Florida." So it's still weird when it snows in Vegas, though. I've been here for, I don't know, I used to live up at a higher elevation, and it would snow there, every so often, but not, not necessarily down in the valley. Uh, that sucks that you can't get the barbecue, Vic. Hopefully you can get something decent to eat. Like I've had to eat out of in a similar situation. I had to eat out of a hotel vending machine for a little while, and that sucked, but it'll keep you alive. Yeah, I can imagine you getting, going stir crazy in there. Oh, Uber Eats. Ah, it sucks that the barbecue joints are closed, but yeah, I guess Uber Eats still operates in the snow. People need stuff. Yeah, that's scary. JPL rides. The Earth is in a very unstable place right now. I would say with just weather and fires, crazy fires. Like remember Maui a couple of years ago, just got wiped out. Similar to what's happening in California right now. The wind, you cannot control the fire when the wind is blowing out of control. So it's really scary, and I hope it doesn't get any worse. But I'm hearing that the wind isn't going to back off until tomorrow night, at least in California, which means it's going to be that long before firefighters can really even do anything. Because you can't fight fires in high winds. It's good that the winds have died down, JPL rides, because nothing makes a fire spread faster than wind. I've noticed. And that's been the problem here right now, or the problem in Southern California, is that you just can't stop it when the wind is blowing it faster than anyone can possibly contain it. Yeah, you can't contend with those winds at all, baby love. Firefighters don't stand a chance under those circumstances. Maybe now, if the winds are backing off a little bit, maybe they can start to get a handle on it a little bit, save some of the really, critical stuff, neighborhoods and museums and things like that. But I don't know. It's bad. It's so bad it doesn't even seem real. But again, JPL rides and anybody who's in Southern California right now, just keep your eyes and ears open. If they tell you to go, you better go. But, hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully they can get a handle on it now and everybody can just stay safe where they are. Oh, there you go, Vic. now, now you're getting there. Oh, really? I didn't hear about that, but I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if they didn't go, honestly, baby love, because that's kind of a thing around here, especially, neighboring states. When somebody really needs some extra help, neighbors usually come and help. So I'm not surprised at all that Vegas is pitching in. I'm sure other surrounding agencies might participate as well. Yeah, I guess it could, but I mean, there's a lot less that burns over this way, Vic, and the winds were much higher in California was the problem. When they were gusting 75, 80, sometimes 90 miles an hour. Um, that's just gonna whatever direction the wind blows, that's where the fire's going. But it's gonna run out of things to burn by the time it gets here. I mean, once you get towards Vegas from California, it's all, Joshua trees and sagebrush and not much of that. No, that is true, Vic, and that's the problem. All the houses that are on the hills right now, really anywhere, are in danger. Oh, looting, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Baby love. I guess all hell is breaking loose in Southern California right now. Everybody be careful. JPL rides, I hope you got everything you need to just kind of like post up unless they tell you that you can't. And just kind of, just wait for order to be restored. This kind of reminds me of the riots. I was 15 years old in the back of a convertible Mustang going through the hood. A bunch of white kids from Toluca Lake, not realizing how bad it actually was, and like watched an entire family go in with a Ryder truck, loot a Radio Shack, take everything out of a Radio Shack, and set it on fire in like the time that we were sitting at a traffic light. And it's like, okay, yeah, back to the suburbs, boys, because yeah, we almost got killed, but we didn't know how bad it was. That it just kind of escalated. But they closed the schools and everything, so we should have known better. But my friend in a convertible Mustang's like, hey, let's go check it out, put the top down, see what's going on. And 15-year-old me said, okay, yeah, what could possibly go wrong? That was wild. So yeah, I know what happens in LA when, I don't know. It's just when order kind of comes apart, when there's unrest, you might say. That's good. Yeah, I figured they'd put the curfews in effect, but I just hope they're patrolling hard because the opportunists are going to be out there, and that's messed up. I mean, people that would take advantage of a situation like this. That's pretty terrible. Okay, yeah, I figured they'd get the National Guard in there. This is definitely an emergency that requires the National Guard. So, I mean, they'll get a handle on it, and I hope not much more damage is done. Unfortunately, a lot more things are going to burn, but I just hope everybody's getting to safety that's in the path of the fire, because this one is no joke. That's the last number I heard, too, Paula, but I'm sure, like the way with a hurricane in Florida, even when they tell you to evacuate, a lot of people will just stay home anyway. I'm guilty of it. I've stayed home for most of the hurricanes that I was in the path of when I lived on the coast in Florida. But so I'm afraid they're going to find a lot more people that didn't go and were thinking, oh, how bad could it be? Like, fires don't come here, and, that sort of thing. So I'm really worried about that. There's a new fire. I'm not surprised about that. I mean, like, embers are going to blow at this point and start new fires. And that's kind of scary. That's really scary. Hey, Laney Grace. Nice to see you as always, Laney Grace. Glad you're here. Yeah, I'm guessing probably, like tomorrow and the next day, I think they're going to get a pretty good handle on this JPL rides, and probably by Monday things should start to be going back to normal. They'll probably keep the schools closed for a while just because some of the schools like LA County and maybe Orange County, whatever other counties are affected, maybe probably mostly LA County. If a couple of schools are burned or enclosed or whatever, they might keep schools closed for a few days while they figure out where those students are going to go in the meantime. And hey, Joe, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you guys, and thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time tonight. I just wanted to spend a little time with you. I really want to go pick up some vintage road bikes tomorrow. If I can, I'm trying to figure out a way to do that. Might be able to work it out with Nick, and thanks again, Nick, for doing that and taking the time if you do. We'll see. Trying to score a couple bikes tomorrow. I have just like, if I give Nick some gas money and take him to a cheap lunch, I'll have barely enough money to get these bikes. No, like the guy never got back to me. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he's holding out for somebody that's going to give him all the money. He's going to find somebody that's going to give him all the money. It's a 61 centimeter frame, which will fit me. That's the high side of bikes that I can ride. I wouldn't go above a 61 myself, but a lot of people can't ride a 61. So I've got a 56 centimeter Zurich, which I'll have a much easier time selling than he will with his 61. But I'm gonna try and buy other bikes tomorrow instead. A couple of vintage bikes, a brand that you're certainly familiar with, JPL Rides. I'm not gonna say too much right now. I'm not gonna try to jinx it or spoil it or anything. But yeah, can you believe that? 80%, Joe. That's insane. It's tragic. It's absolutely tragic and terrible. And who would have thought anything like this could have ever happened at this level? You know, I mean, this is like this is unlike anything that's ever happened in recorded history in Southern California, and it's not over yet. Huh. It's terrible that there is a new fire. And yeah, the wind. You cannot contain a fire when it's that windy. There's no way. Yeah, and Altadena, like, I haven't been there in a while myself, but I guess they got pretty devastated. So I just hope everybody's safe. Well, yeah, Pasadena was somewhat involved. Wasn't there a fire? Like, I know my dad said somebody on his Facebook group or whatever posted that they had to evacuate their home in Pasadena. But, just anyone who's seeing this who is in Southern California near a fire or something, just, keep an eye on it, keep your ears open. If they tell you to go, go. Have a plan just in case. Nobody knows what this fire is going to do at this point, so just keep an eye on it. Wow. Yeah, I'll have to check out that link, Vic. That's crazy. Like some of those houses in Malibu are like $150 million. Wow, 40,000 acres. It's insane because a lot of this is, mostly populated areas, which just makes it so much worse. How many people must be displaced at this point? It's terrible. I mean, pray for them, seriously. Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that, baby love. Inevitably, thousands of people probably at this point are going to lose their homes. And it's tragic. And who could have seen something like this coming at at this rate, like at this intensity? It's just like movie stuff, like disaster movie kind of stuff. It will take years to replace this, and some of these things, like priceless. A lot of LA area history will be gone forever. Like things that I grew up with my whole young life will be gone forever. And it's really sad. I'm glad. Yeah, I figured they'd get the Hollywood Hills. Like they have all the fire roads and access and everything around there. They have plans in place. They've had plans in place, like if a fire got close to the Hollywood Hills, but they never expected that it actually would like this. That's crazy. Yeah, there are beautiful old homes out that way, and in Pasadena too. JPL rides. Hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, Joe. And one of my dad's friends who lives in a house in Hollywood, kind of, you know, in the vicinity, said that the fire got 3 blocks away from his house before he finally had to evacuate. But like a couple hours prior, there was no talk of evacuation or anything. It just happened suddenly, and then all of a sudden, Hollywood is burning, and now everybody's got to get out. Was he live streaming? I didn't know that. I kind of figured, he might be out there getting something related to it. Wow. Yeah, it's terrible. It sucks to lose a house, but you can rebuild a house. There will be sentimental things inside the house that you can't replace, of course, that you probably weren't able to take with you. But I mean, if you can save your life, I mean, at least you got that. You can rebuild a house, but like when you're done, you're done. That's it. Life can't be replaced. Wow. Well, that's something I'm sure they're going to consider in the future, Dustin, and that's an interesting thing to bring up. Making more, like you have to, if you're building a house in Southern California, it has to be like basically earthquake proof. But now I guess it's going to have to be fireproof or somewhat fire resistant. So, uh, yeah, I guess I noticed that online too. Like a lot of the area news stations are just, live streaming online as well. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah, in a situation like this, you're not going to do a lot with a garden hose, unfortunately. Yeah, I figured. I thought it was. I knew at least one of them was streaming constantly, but I'll watch all of those news stations sometimes, the Southern California news stations live streams for high-speed chases. That's the official sport of Southern California, and I'm a big fan. I always have been. I watched OJ go by in the white Bronco, actually. Um, so, I'm a big fan of the high-speed chases, and I do watch them occasionally, and that's usually why I'm streaming California news. But now it's for a much different and more tragic reason, unfortunately. Yeah, I swear, JPL rides. I don't have to tell you. It's like almost every day it was like we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you coverage of a police chase. It's like the official sport of Southern California. Yeah, high speed chases. I mean, you hope nobody gets hurt. Like, I always, fingers crossed, prayed, please don't let anybody get hurt in this high speed chase, but let's enjoy a good high speed chase. But no, not a lot of high speed chases in Vegas. Yeah, no, I know Fox 11 always, and KCal 9 will come on with them sometimes, but, Fox 11's always live streaming the chases. Yeah. I mean, it's just like it's an LA thing, baby love. I know you remember. Um, it's just what LA does. The high speed chase. And sometimes it's a low speed chase. But a chase, nonetheless. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's always been at least part of the appeal. JPL rides is it's just like who knows how it's going to turn out. It's exciting to see. And everybody tunes in. I remember, families would gather around the TV. Oh, this is going to be a good one, kids. Come on. Be at a friend's house or something. Get out of the room, boys. There's a high speed chase on TV right now. Like, okay. Sit down as a family and watch the high speed chase together. Wow. It's just I'm kind of afraid to see the latest updates with the fires now. Honestly, it's sad. It's so sad. I mean, you hope nobody ever gets affected by things like this. Yeah, there really isn't anywhere to go here, Amy. Good call. And we got like Metro's got how many police helicopters? Like five. And then there's other agencies here that have helicopters and stuff. So you're really not going to outrun the law in Vegas because there's a million cameras everywhere too. Like they'll get you from every angle. They're going to figure out who you are. Oh my God. JPL rides. Well, I guess that can happen. sometimes. That can be the end of a high-speed chase sometimes. Yeah, there really is nowhere to go. There's only a couple ways in and out of this valley, and there's going to be people waiting for you. And anywhere within the valley, I mean, you're really boxed in. There are so many police here that you're just like, you'd be crazy to run from the cops on something here that's not like a really fast motorcycle or something. And even then, I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, Vic for sure. But Vegas has really kind of always been on it. This is a much easier place to contain based on the geography, but they plan for all types of events here, anything that can happen, and, especially after 1 October. Yeah, well said, Shane. Well, you got to worry about the people in the tunnels. They might sell you out. A cop goes down there. Hey, I'll give you $20 if you tell me where that guy went. Yeah, LA is huge. LA is vast. I mean, just, way spread out. Vegas is pretty spread out. I mean, like most of the Las Vegas Valley is developed now. Um, so I mean, Vegas is getting bigger, but it can still only get so big. Yeah. Yeah, well, LA County covers a lot of square miles. I know. Yeah, it is. There's a place over there. It was off of Mulholland, obviously. Well, it was off of Mulholland. Kind of, you could see back behind me would have been the observatory. So you could see the observatory on the hill. You can see L.A., like downtown L.A. down, and there's this bench on a cliff off of Mulholland in a park that I used to go to, and I'd go there and watch the sunrise over LA in the morning with the Griffith Observatory and the Hollywood sign and stuff behind me. That was one of my favorite things to do in the whole world. And I might go do that again the next time I'm there. That bench is still there. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well, I know they're keeping a very close eye on the observatory and, like Griffith Park area things. Um, so it'd be, you know, I don't know. It'd be really, really awful to lose the observatory, especially that place is so iconic and it's been featured in, movies and TV shows forever, and everybody knows what it is and where it is and what it is and what it does. I've probably been there at least 100 times. I've been to the Griffith Observatory, probably more than that. Used to ride bikes there every so often as a kid. It's not that far of a ride from Toluca Lake. Really? Paula, that's crazy. I know they're probably keeping a pretty close eye on that, but that's right in the middle of the brush, and it's hard to get to. Like there's like a trail right up above it, kinda. Like you can, if you go over the fence, you can kind of, hike down the hill to the Hollywood sign a little bit, but otherwise, if you're coming from the other way, there's a couple of trails that get close. But it's hard. It'd be hard for firefighters to get there. It did not burn? That's good. Yeah, it is in GTA 5, isn't it? Okay, it did not burn. That's good. Because I was going to say, I've been to the Hollywood sign. Um, and there's only a couple of ways to get there, really. And it would be hard, I think, for firefighters to kind of save it if the fire went that way. That's good. That no major landmarks have burned so far. But, I guess a lot of people have lost their homes. A lot of businesses are going to be gone. Schools, maybe, even. Churches, God knows what else. Um, it's absolutely devastating. So I hope they get a handle on it, and I hope nothing that makes LA and Hollywood and stuff what it is. I hope none of that gets lost. But, yeah, true, Joe. Yeah, and that's one thing I always remembered about LA, and something I always loved about it is, the community does come together when it becomes necessary. And that's the thing here too. Big thing here. Like during 1 October, like as that was unfolding and stuff, and just, I mean, people really look out for one another, and that's necessary in a situation like this. Because anyone in Southern California, a lot of your friends and neighbors and family members might be displaced, and they're going to need some help. I hadn't heard about that, but the Raiders just don't have a complete team right now. I think it isn't fair to blame the coaching staff entirely. You can't say that here, Dustin. You can't talk about stuff like that. It's got nothing to do with that right now. Exactly, Amy. We don't judge here. And, right now, there are people in Southern California, it doesn't matter who they are or what their beliefs are, they're in a bad situation and they need help. And people are coming together to help one another. And that's what is necessary in a time like this. So, I mean, really, what matters right now, and just like human nature, like, don't let human kindness go out the window. It seems like society is kind of driving us into like an every man for himself kind of situation, but it's in our very nature to help one another in times of need. So, if your friend, if your neighbor, if a stranger needs help and you can help them, help them. Well, and that's kind of the thing, Amy. We can't be judgmental of one another. We're a society of individuals. We can be who we are. We can think how we think. We can do what we do. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it seems like we help each other out. We tend to do what's right when the situation calls for it. And let's hope it always stays that way. Yeah, diversity is certainly a good thing. Yeah. Hey, why, Kim? But one thing I love about YouTube, and I'm going to use YouTube as an example, and it's why, I ultimately kept going with YouTube, is there's just one thing. If I watch videos from all over the world and all different types of people, all different types of cultures, and whatever, if it's one thing that I've learned from watching YouTube for all these years, it's that we're all the same. We're all looking for more or less the same things, different versions maybe of the same things in our lives, but we more or less are all after the same thing. And someone else's version of happiness might differ from yours, but who's to say that they're wrong? Is what I'm trying to say. So that's one thing that life has taught me over the years, is that we are mostly the same, but we'll all have our little differences. And we have to kind of accept each other for that. It's the only way we're going to make it as a people. Yeah, it's a huge area. I mean, hugely populated, urban sprawl mostly, Joe. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, just like I'll be praying for the people of Southern California and anyone who's in the path of a disaster right now. I know there's a lot of snow coming for some, and very dangerously cold temperatures and things like that. It's a rough week, I guess you could say. But we're it's going to be a little chilly tomorrow, in the 50s for a high temperature, and the 30s overnight. But otherwise, we're doing okay. A little windy, but well, that's it, Shane. There is not one single path to enlightenment, and every individual's path is their own and unique. And it's hard for some people to accept other people for the way they are, but in the end, it's their life to live and their choices to make. Hey, Carrie, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, Shane has a tendency to spout off some profound things. It's kind of what he's known for. Thank you, Paula. I appreciate that. But it's good to see everybody that could make it in tonight. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. We're just chilling, talking, staring at lasers. I'm going to try to work it out to go scoop up a couple of vintage bicycles tomorrow. I'm going to keep one for myself and I guess flip the other one. Only one of them fits me, and it's magnificent. It's a 1988. That's all I'm going to say about it. I've identified it. They're both 1988s. I've identified both of them as 1988s. They're both original, and they both seem to be in pretty good condition, like very good condition. So I'm very, very excited about that. I'm hoping it works out. I'm very disappointed that I'm not going to get the other Le Mans Zurich. No, I haven't found any of those that aren't too pricey. JPL rides. If it says that on it, they usually fetch top dollar. Um, don't say it out loud, but you have one of the brand of bikes that I'm going to look at tomorrow. Well, I appreciate you for being here, Laney Grace and everybody. You guys are awesome. We always have a good chat going on these live streams. It's a nice vibe, usually. They're road bikes, both of them. And I'm gonna try and score them both, but I need a ride to get them because it's gonna be hard to get back from Henderson with two bikes. So Nick volunteered his services if I gave him some gas money, but I don't want to. It's a tough situation to be in here because he's got his life and his work schedule and stuff, and these people have the bikes. They've got their schedule and everything. So yeah, thank you, Mike, and thank you for being a part of it and doing what you do. Yeah, sorry, I know the situation you're in right now, Joe, and the unrideable conditions, but I hope it thaws out sooner than later. Yeah, well, I'm trying to get some more vintage bikes too. JPL rides. I need to flip most of them. I'm gonna keep like some of the really cool bikes, I guess. Like if I happen upon like one of these two bikes that I want to get tomorrow, it looks like at least a 58 centimeter frame. Like I need something between a 58 and a 61. So this one would work for me. The other one's a little too small, but they're both 1988s. And the one that fits me, I would like to keep for myself. I could flip the other one for decent money. Thank you, Paula. Put it on eBay, JPL rides. Have you tried that? You might have to ship it, but people will pay if it's a bike that they want. You have the Iron Man one, right? Um, Because if it's a bike that somebody wants and the frame size and everything, they'll pay to have it shipped. And you can take it to a local bike shop or something, and they'll break it down and put it in a box and ship it to your customer for you. I'm going to sell probably a lot of my bikes that way on my eBay account because I might not find the right buyers locally, but I'm finding a lot of crazy good bikes in Las Vegas. I mean, it's a honey hole for vintage bikes. There's like no shortage of amazing vintage bikes in Las Vegas. Yeah, I know Craigslist can be hit or miss. Like, because most of the people you're gonna attract on Craigslist are local, but it could be somebody in, South Carolina that wants to buy the bike or something. So I'm gonna put my Le Mans, unless I sell it locally for sort of close to what I'm looking to get for it. Like to somebody I know or something. I'm probably gonna put it on eBay, and somebody's gonna find it and be like, "Oh, a 2003 Pro Team model with all the original stuff." Okay, but in a situation like that, sometimes you have to cast the widest possible net. And there's, the right buyer is out there. You just got to find them. Yeah, maybe, Joe. Yeah, no, I've been fixing them up if they need it. After my son visits, I'm going to keep all the bikes that I have right now as they are right now, so my son can ride whatever he wants if he wants to come and do a Wednesday ride or something when he's here. But after he goes back, I think I'm gonna sacrifice one of my bikes and turn the Schwinn into a gravel bike. Take some parts off of another bike. But we'll see. Let me see here. All right. Well, let's see. It's still early. It feels like bedtime, but it's still early. I've already kind of eaten, but I need a snack or something. Oh, nice. JPL rides. That sounds pretty good. It was a fun ride, Paula. I really enjoyed that ride. I hope you did too, anybody who came along and caught the ride last night. It was a really fun one. Interesting, kind of went places we don't normally go. And it was a lot of fun for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. So I love the Wednesday ride for that reason, is it's always a different ride. Did I know, Joe? I did my Honda Ruckus a long time ago. I got drone shots of that. Yeah. I can't think anything better to do on a Wednesday night, really, than going on the ride. Shane, it really is kind of like religion, like going to church at this point. If it'd feel weird not to, you know. Uh, yeah, no, that'll happen, Paula. I appreciate you hanging out as long as you did, but it was a really good, fun ride all the way through. I never get tired of staring at this laser thing, really. I do not have the Ruckus JPL rides. It's long gone. I sure loved it, but it wouldn't have been practical to keep it where I am now. I'd have been worried about it getting stolen all the time. Man, the lasers make me sleepy, kinda. Yeah, Slow 49 does have one. He's gonna take quite an adventure on it. I'm gonna get an early start tomorrow. I'm gonna, like, before I go get coffee or anything, usually I'll go get coffee and kind of chill out and, watch TV and drink coffee and stuff in the morning. 7-Eleven coffee, it's cheap, super cheap. Um, I'll sit and watch TV and drink coffee, get my bearings, and then, shower and all that stuff. But I guess tomorrow I'll hop out of bed and do the showering and everything, then get the coffee. And by the time I'm done drinking coffee, be completely ready to go should the situation arise, should it be necessary to go to Henderson and get vintage bicycles. And, like, I don't want to put Nick out in an inconvenient time. But I'm going to be ready in the morning just in case, something else occurs. There's still time for the, excuse me, the Le Mans guy to come through and be like, all right, I'll take your piddly little amount of money. That would probably be the best thing. Yeah, no, it was definitely fun. JPL rides. I've had two of them. I got a 2009 brand new in December of 2008, and then I had a 2020 that I bought brand new, and really enjoyed around here for a while. Yep. Well, there's a shortage of leg medicine, Shane. I might have to forego a purchase of leg medicine tomorrow to acquire vintage bicycles instead, as awful as that may sound to some. But they're like, I need another couple $100. If I had a little bit more, if I had twice as much money as I have right now, I would rent a U-Haul van tomorrow and I would go and get 6 different bikes. Seriously, 6 different bikes. And they're all worth a lot more money than I could get them for. But if I pull every string that I can pull, I might be able to get 2 tomorrow with what I've got. But they're 2 very good bikes. But there's another garage in another part of Henderson that has 2 other very good bikes that are both 1983s, I think, in excellent original condition. And I need to go get those as well. But I just can't swing it. But that's what I'm talking about here. Shane, you ought to get into flipping bikes with me, bro. There's like 6 bikes we need to go get tomorrow, honestly. Um, and these are all bikes that we could put on eBay. If I spent $500 tomorrow, I could make 2,200 on eBay, at least, like low end. On the very low end, if they get like the lower end of the market for every bike, it's still going to be over $2,000. Oh wow, that's good. No taxes on Tuesday. I haven't seen any free bikes or free bike ads. I have seen a couple of free bike ads, but it's like, like junk kids bikes or something. Like bikes that you do kind of throw away. But I'm looking. But there's at least 2 bikes that I really want to get tomorrow out of the same garage. Same year bikes, same brand. Both, very desirable vintage road bikes. But anyway, let me see here. Yeah, I'm addicted now myself. JPL rides. It's a good thing. Flipping bikes, saving old bikes, getting to mess around with cool bikes for a while and then, making a few dollars maybe in the process. It's all very good things. It's like, I don't know why I waited so long to do this myself, honestly. But I enjoy it thoroughly and it's having quite an effect on my health, actually. If anything is. Um, I feel less bad, and the colitis especially is like not as irritating and bloody as it normally has been. And it's all because I'm screwing around with bikes and riding them more and just, being happier and stressing less. I don't know. It's all very good things. I really recommend it. It's a good possibility, JPL rides, and everybody should have one. Everybody should have something that they can roll on, even if you have, different or limited abilities. There's still some, There's still some way that you can get around that's, similar effect in most cases. So, I mean, we've seen all kinds of interesting things in the group bike rides from people who might be differently abled. But, even if you have a car, I'm not saying get rid of your car or anything like that, but, you should have a bike too. But anyway, guys, I guess I need to have a snack or something and start winding down. Yeah, I just I had to get rid of mine after a while, JPL rides, for, similar reasons. I was just, getting around other ways instead. I got so tired of the expense of the car, first of all. Um, but also just sitting in traffic is just awful. I really hate it so much. It's just not an issue on a bike. Yeah, I mean, good for you, Lainey Grayson. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. I could change a bike into an e-bike. And yes, they do have conversion kits. JPL Rides has a conversion kit. Like a very, very good one. So, yeah, you can definitely turn a bike into an e-bike. Yeah, I would recommend that too, JPL Rides. But anyway, guys. Yeah, that's true. I've seen people do that a lot. The tire motor thing. Kit. Yeah, well, that's yeah, 2 months have come and go pretty quickly, I would guess. But I know you've been pedaling mostly lately anyway, Vic. Me too. I'm only pedaling these days. But I don't know. I guess we're gonna wrap it up for now. Guys, I gotta do a few things. I'm gonna turn in early. Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense, Vic. And I know you've been doing a lot more pedaling. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. JPL Rides. Yeah, good night to you too, brother Vic. And yeah, I'm gonna try. We'll see how it goes. It could be quite a day tomorrow. I'm gonna try and make the ride, depending on how cold it is too. We'll see. This wind's been killing me the last couple of days. It's really just the wind makes me cold. I'm fine if it's just cold But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, yeah. It can be. It can be all things. Laney Grace. Yeah. Well, I hope you make it out safely and home safely, of course, Vic. And yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow if we both make it. But anyway, I guess we're gonna wrap it up for tonight, guys. And I appreciate you taking the time. And hope you enjoyed the chat and the stream. I sure enjoyed getting to spend this time with you. I always do. So, and yeah, I hope everybody has a good. Is it Friday tomorrow already? I guess so. Yeah. Hope everybody has a good Friday. And take care. And thanks for everything. Thanks for coming out and coming and hanging out. And look forward to seeing you again soon.